Yo, what's up, Cancer? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of November 2017. Cancer, romance is going to be a big factor in your life throughout the month of November 2017. So if you are attracted to someone, make an effort to make a connection with this person, Cancer. If you don't make an effort, there's going to be 100% chance that you're not going to connect with this person. So if you are attracted to anybody, Cancer, reach out to them, flirt with them, whatever you got to do. The flirty vibes are really going to be turned up this month throughout the month of November 2017. If you are happily coupled up, you're going to be enjoying more romantic moments with your significant other throughout the month of November 2017. This area also has to do with creativity. So C for Cancer, C for creative. Your creative faculties are going to be enhanced throughout the month of November 2017, Cancer. And also, if you are a Cancer that has children, then your children are going to be factoring a lot into your life. There's just going to be more moments, more blissful moments with your children throughout the month of November 2017, Cancer. And then the sun's going to shift into an area that has to do with your work, and that's going to be on November 21st. So get ready to put your work hat on, have your fun, have your romance. If you have kids, have a good time with your kids throughout the first 3 weeks of November, because when the sun shifts on November 21st, then it's going to be time to get busy. It's going to get a lot busier in the office. You're probably going to see an increase in your workload, but those are the main themes for you, Cancer, for the month of November 2017. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat on November 2nd, Mercury, the planet of communication, is aspecting positively to retrograding Chiron. So this suggests that, some of you Cancers have something going on with faraway places in your life. And not all of you do. I mean, it's sort of a rare situation, but there is something there. And, with Chiron's influence, potentially this is you feeling a bit uncertain about this situation. I don't know why, but Chiron has to do with unfounded uncertainty. So if you are feeling uncertain about something that has to do with a faraway place right around November 2nd, then potentially it's not a big deal. You're probably making a bigger deal out of it than it really is. Now, others of you might have an attraction for someone who's local, but they may be from a cultural background that's different from yours. So that's going to be highlighted right around November 2nd. And once again, that's sort of a specific scenario. So not all Cancers are going to be attracted to someone who's from a cultural background that's different from theirs on November 2nd. Now, others of you, this has to do with spirituality potentially. So, this is a mix of creativity and spirituality. And what is fascinating you about spirituality right now, Cancer? Is there a certain particular spiritual subject that you're interested in learning about? With Mercury aspecting Chiron like this on November 2nd, this could be you learning more about a spiritual subject. On November 4th, there's a full moon, and this has to do with a shift regarding your friendships or social media, or potentially there's some sort of development on social media. Now, for others of you Cancers, sometimes when I see a full moon in this area, this might indicate some sort of shakeup in your friendship. So, obviously not all of you are going to have, a moment where, your friendships are going to be shaken up a bit. Maybe you just have a difference of opinion with one of your friends right around November 4th. It could be some sort of development in your friendships too. So it doesn't necessarily have to indicate, some sort of conflict. Now, for others of you, I've seen when a full moon happens in this area, it's like sometime following November 4th, you might be in some sort of event where you're surrounded by a lot of people. So you could, attend some sort of event and there's a lot of people there. And, you could see this following November 4th. On November 9th, the sun is aspecting to Pluto positively. And this has to do with love and relationship, Cancer. So this is a great aspect. And this is whoever you're attracted to on November 9th, whether you're coupled up or if you're single and you have your eye on somebody, or maybe you're single and you're just kind of seeing somebody. This suggests that, if whoever's in your life on November 9th, just take notice of this. This person could be pretty special. Pluto has to do potentially with, a profound connection, or, you connect with this person on a deeper level, Cancer. Now, for others of you, this might have to do more with a creative endeavor of some sort. So maybe some of you are working on a creative endeavor right around November 9th, and it's going really well. On November 11th, Saturn is aspecting retrograding Uranus, and it's a positive aspect between Saturn and retrograding Uranus. So this implies something pretty positive coming down the pike regarding your work and your professional life, Cancer. And this could come up sort of unexpectedly because Uranus is the planet of the unexpected, is spontaneity. And, this has to do with potentially just something coming out of left field, and maybe you weren't expecting it, but this is really positive for your career, and Saturn's also in the mix. So Saturn has to do with long term. So potentially there's something really being solidified in the professional and work aspects of your life, and you're going to see that right around November 11th, or maybe if you don't see it right away, you might see some traces of it potentially. Now, others of you might have progress with your health because Saturn's in your area of health, and it is making this positive angle to Uranus. So maybe all of a sudden you're going to spontaneously feel better health wise if you've had a health issue that's been bugging you for a while. Potentially, November 11th, you're going to see some progress with improvement with your health. On November 13th, Venus is aligning with Jupiter. Now, this is a huge aspect because Jupiter hasn't been in this area for you, Cancer, in 12 years. So Jupiter just recently arrived to your area that has to do with your romantic life and true love. So, potentially some of you are really going to get some insight, and with aligning with Venus, especially Venus is the planet of love. So, right on November 13th or right around that time, some of you are really going to get some insight about who your true love is. Potentially some of you are going to be meeting your true love, or, if you're already happily coupled up, this is just highlighting the connection that you have between you and your significant other, and potentially that person could be your true love. Now, this doesn't have to do with love on November 13th. Potentially this has to do with something creative, like something really big and creative that's happening in your life right around November 13th. So if you're an artist of some sort, this is a great day for your creative faculties, Cancer. And if you are a Cancer that has children, you could be having a blissful day with your children. So, if you do have children, I'd say November 13th is a great day to pencil in some time with your children. And on November 18th, there's a new moon, and the new moon has to do with new romance in your life. So, for you single Cancers, the way the new moon works, on November 18th, the 6 months that follow November 18th, all of a sudden, potentially the 6 months that follow November 18th, someone new could be coming into your life for romance. And, with that alignment of Venus and Jupiter just happening in the same area, potentially this person could be the love of your life for some of you, Cancer. Like I said, Jupiter hasn't been in this area for you in 12 months. So potentially this could be really big. Whoever is coming into your life in the 6 months that follow November 18th, this person could be really special for you, Cancer. Now, if you are happily coupled up already in the 6 months that follow November 18th, potentially some of you are going to be taking your romance to the next level. Or, if you have children, potentially some of you are going to see new developments with your children in the 6 months that follow November 18th. Or if you're creative, if you're an artist of some sort, potentially some of you are going to see some sort of creative endeavor, or some sort of new creative opportunity that's popping up in the 6 months that follow November 18th. And on November 22nd, Neptune is finally coming out of its retrograde. Once again, retrogrades where the planet looks like it's going backwards. It's not really going backwards, but it looks like it is. What does that mean astrologically? Well, potentially some of you, not all of you, Neptune's been retrograding in this area since June 16th. So, maybe there's been some sort of hold up or delay on somewhere that you wanted to go that was a faraway place potentially. Now, all of a sudden, you might be getting some news about, maybe you are able to go to a faraway place following November 22nd. And that might be, sort of a specific situation. So, like I said in the beginning of this forecast, when it has to do with faraway places, not all Cancers are going to be going to faraway places. For others of you, this aspect might have to do with, progress with, potentially some of you might be involved. Once again, here's another specific scenario, but, potentially some of you might be involved with someone who's from a cultural background that's different from yours. Now all of a sudden you're seeing progress with this person potentially. Or, for others of you, maybe the 6 months that Neptune was retrograding, you might have been reviewing something about a spiritual subject of some sort. Maybe you were just having a difficult time maybe you were having a difficult time finding clarity about this subject. So, once again, R for retrograde. Neptune's been retrograding since June 16th. So R for retrograde, R for review. Some of you might have been reviewing spiritual material in the 6 months that, since Neptune's been retrograding since June 16th. And now all of a sudden, Neptune's moving forward on November 22nd. So here's some forward momentum when it comes to the spiritual aspect of your life, some better clarity, some more understanding. And on November 24th, Mercury is aspecting to retrograding Chiron. So, once again, here's another specific situation, but not all of you are going to be traveling for work right around November 24th, but some of you might, and potentially there's some sort of, I don't know, there's a caveat there of some sort. There's some sort of challenge, or, potentially there's just something that comes up that might be a little bit difficult about this travel. If you have to travel somewhere on November 24th, there might be a slight blip in the process. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I mean, Chiron's in the mix. Chiron's asteroid in our solar system has to do with us making a bigger deal out of something than it really is. Others of you might be having a conversation with someone who's in your workplace, who's from a cultural background that's different from yours. Potentially, for some of you, this might be a romantic interest, and maybe it's just the chat that you're having with this person, and the conversation that you're having with this person isn't going as well as you thought it was going to go. This is just a temporary influence. I don't really think this is that big of a deal, because on November 30th, Pluto is actually aspecting the North Node in the area where you earn your money, and there suggests that there's something about a deep and sultry romantic connection that some of you have in the area where you earn your money. But I think that's all I have for you this month, Cancer. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching this forecast. And I'm on Instagram as Gregory Furlan Official. I'm on Facebook as Gregory Furlan. Make sure to give me a like. I post daily astrology on Facebook. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.